Today we are taking a break from school, a break from productivity, a break from all the college content, and we are going to be talking about something that I am very, very passionate about: Netflix. Hey girl, it's Ryan Morel, and girl, I am so excited for our video today because today we are just gonna be talking about Netflix, my favorite Netflix shows. I just want to do this because I know that a lot of us have been spending a little too much time on Netflix recently, especially since we are all stuck at home. We really don't have anything else to do, so hopefully these shows will bring you a little bit of happiness. This video, I can already tell, is gonna be a long one. Please go ahead and grab a snack, grab a drink. I already have my drink here, okay, so anyways, how this video is gonna work, I truly tried to make it as structured as possible because I know I can just go off on tangents and talk about one show for like 30 minutes. So I even prepared a little I prepared a little table for you guys so that we don't sway and just start fangirling for an hour. I'm gonna go by category. I'll tell you guys the, summary of each show, why I love it and all that. And I'm gonna flash over here the number of seasons the show has, how long the episodes are, like how many minutes, how many times I've watched the show, because that is very telling. There are some shows here that I've literally watched like more than 10 times. Anyways, that's it. Before we begin, before we start all the talking and fangirling, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, I would love to have you be a part of our little family. So make sure to click that subscribe button down below and the little bell next to it to get notified every single time I post a video, Wednesday and Saturday, 2 p.m. First up, we have our professional dramas, adult dramas, basically TV shows about a profession. I don't think those are called professional dramas. Whenever I watch these shows, I'm like, maybe I do want to be a lawyer. Maybe I do want to be a doctor. Anyways, that I'm gonna stop describing it and just start telling you guys what shows I'm talking about. So first we have How to Get Away with Murder. So in this show, there's this super fierce, just super brilliant boss woman defense attorney named Annalise Keating, and she's also a criminal law professor who teaches a class called How to Get Away with Murder. And every year she picks her Keating 5, so 5 students from her class who will basically work for her. And this show is basically about those characters, and Annalise, the Keating 5, and all the murder plots they get entangled in. So this show, it has a lot of murders, obviously, a lot of crimes, a lot of mystery, a lot of thrill, and a lot of interesting cases. And girl, the courtroom scenes in this show are just so freaking amazing. Like, you literally just be like, whoa. And the plot of this show is just so thick. There's so many layers, there's so many connections between characters, so many plot twists. Like, you need to put all your brain cells to work for this show. Definitely recommend this show. Next, we have another legal show, Suits. It's actually very, very different from How to Get Away with Murder. So for How to Get Away with Murder, it's a very long name. Let's just say HTGAWM. That's even longer. So in Suits, you will see some of the cutest lawyers to ever exist. I'm talking about Mr. Harvey Specter. So this show starts with Harvey Specter, who is a corporate lawyer, and he is looking for a law associate. And he hires Mike Ross, who is a college dropout who has never even attended law school. He picks Mike Ross because he is just brilliant. So basically the first 2 seasons is, them hiding the secret, but while that is going on, they tackle a lot of interesting cases as well. It really lets you in on the life of a corporate lawyer and what it's like to work in a corporate law firm. Our next show is Grey's Anatomy. You've probably heard of it because it has been around for a while. And this is the longest show on this list because it currently has 16 seasons and it's not done yet. Grey's Anatomy is a medical drama, and this show, girl, if this show does not convince you to be a doctor, I don't know what will. This show focuses on 5 interns at Seattle Grace Hospital, and they are aspiring surgeons. So this show, it's been on for 16 years, and the great thing about watching a show that long is you really grow with the characters. You've been with them from being interns to residents to attendings to the heads of their respective specialties. So that's a big reason why this show is so close to my heart and why I love all of the characters in this show, is because I am just so attached to them. There's a lot of drama, a lot of romance, a lot of love triangles, love squares. But for me, the reason why Grey's Anatomy is just a notch above all the others is because the medical cases. The medical cases in this show are freaking phenomenal. You learn so much about all the medical procedures, all the like acronyms that they use. Oh, and also I forgot to mention, you will see some of the cutest doctors in the show. The cutest freaking doctors. We have Mr. McDreamy, Mr. Derek Shepherd. Like, girl. Whew, amazing. Now we have a teen drama. So if you are into romance, if you are just into a lot of drama, a lot of juicy stuff, teen drama is definitely your genre. So we're gonna start with a classic show, Gossip Girl. Gossip Girl is literally one of the first shows I recommend to my friends. Whenever they ask for show recommendations, I recommended it to girlfriend. I've even recommended it to guy friends, and they've become obsessed with this show. Also, everyone in this show is like so freaking attractive. This show is called Gossip Girl because in this society there's an anonymous blog called Gossip Girl where people can send in tips, and when Gossip Girl posts, her post basically blasts through the phones of everyone. But you know, the question of who is Gossip Girl, it's always in the background. You know, it's not really what the show is about. The focus of the show is on these super rich, super privileged teenagers who live on the Upper East Side. What makes this show different is that it's just all about the extremes. It's truly like a fantasy. It's like extreme wealth, extreme glamour, extreme luxury. That's why I love this show so much. You know, aside from all the drama and all the amazing characters and all the romance, when I watch this show, I imagine that I'm living in that world, you know, living in the Upper East Side of New York in a beautiful penthouse. Some of my favorite television characters ever are on this show. I'm talking about you, Miss Queen Bee, Blair Waldorf, and Chuck Bass, also one of my favorite television ships, television couples. So I definitely recommend this show. Next we have Dynasty, and Dynasty is a soap opera. It's actually a remake. I believe the original one was like in the 80s. For me, Dynasty is actually a lot like Gossip Girl. The only difference is that it is more modern and it's also more mature. Actually, why did I put this in the teen drama category? This show is about the Carringtons, the Carrington family, and they are, well, a dynasty. You know, a bunch of billionaires. There's a lot of drama, a lot of family drama, friendship drama, career drama, a lot of romance as well. What I super love about the show is that so many things happen in one episode. Like, you know how there are some TV shows where they will literally stretch like one interesting thing across like 3 different episodes? But no, this show, girl, so many things happen per episode to the point that you're like, well, won't they like run out of content? The only thing I don't like about the show, and I don't think this is really a spoiler, but they recasted this one character so many times. That's the only downside of this show. Other than that, definitely recommend. Next, we have a classic teen drama. This is a supernatural teen drama. We have The Vampire Diaries. The Vampire Diaries I have fallen in love with again recently. So in this show, a super cute vampire named Stefan Salvatore returns to Mystic Falls, and he falls in love with a human named Elena Gilbert. Oh, and by the way, did I mention this super cute vampire also has an even cuter vampire brother, Mr. Damon Salvatore, literally the best looking guy to ever exist in this world, Mr. Ian Somerhalder. This show, like any teen drama, has a lot of drama, a lot of relationship drama, friendship drama, a lot of romance, but this show is extra interesting, extra action-packed because they are supernatural. They battle a lot of supernatural creatures while keeping their identity a secret because their town is very anti-vampire. So there's a lot of layers to this show. By the way, comment down below, Team Stefan or Team Damon. I honestly love Stefan. Like, I think he's such a great guy. Like, his heart is just so pure, but I can't resist Damon's smolder. Like, his eyes, girl. That look he does, like, I can't resist. I am Team Damon all the way. Now we are moving on to thrillers. First up, we have my favorite Netflix original. Actually, is this my favorite Netflix original? They're probably tied for #1, You and Dynasty. I literally just said the show already. It's You! This show revolves around Joe Goldberg, who is a serial killer. He is crazy, you know, red flags galore. He's a psychopath, but he is also very charming, and he looks like Penn Badgley. It's hard not to root for this character. So in this show, Joe meets a girl named Guinevere Beck, and he becomes obsessed with her. Like, very, very obsessed. And the thing is, the reason why Joe is so dangerous as well, I mean, this show is so dangerous, is because this show is from Joe's perspective. You can literally hear his thoughts. So you start to believe that he is doing it out of love, that he's actually in love with this girl, which is why when you watch this show, you do have to like take a step back, you know, check yourself first and be like, this is not love. This is not what love looks like. Do not look for this type of love. Do not envy this type of love. You know what I mean? It is quite scary. I definitely do not recommend that you watch this at night. There are a lot of scenes that I skip because sometimes they're like a little bit too much for me to handle. And this show is pretty gory as well, like a lot of blood and just so many plot twists and gasp moments. Like, this show is amazing. Next we have Black Mirror, and Black Mirror is the only show that's really different from all the other shows. Each episode stands on its own. Each episode has its own reality, has its own characters, has its own plot. And basically this show is about technology and humans and how far we can potentially push technology. You know, maybe not in this reality, maybe not in our future, but in an alternate reality, and what are the consequences to us pushing it that far. There's a lot of crazy technologies in this show. The only way I can truly describe this show is that it's a complete mind F. Like, for a majority of an episode, you're literally just gonna be like, but then when you get it, you're like, yeah, it's that type of show. A lot of the episodes are very hard to digest because I don't fully understand what's going on. Like, sometimes, you know, when the plot twist is too twisted that you just miss it. Many times after watching the show, I will literally just go on Google and be like, what is the ending of this episode? Explanation of the ending of this episode. Like, that is me, because the show is just that rich, you know? I haven't watched all of them. I've watched a good amount. I did write a list of my favorite Black Mirror episodes if you want to check those out. Let me just get my laptop. Okay, we have Nosedive. So Nosedive is the first ever Black Mirror episode I watched. Compared to the others, it's definitely not as like mind effing. Definitely more of like an introductory episode. I remember my math teacher was actually the one who recommended this to me. So thank you, Mr. Armstrong, for starting my Black Mirror journey. Aside from that, we have Archangel, San Junipero, White Christmas, The Entire History of You, White Bear, and Hang the DJs. Definitely recommend. Next, we have Money Heist. Money Heist is a Spanish crime drama. It's all about a heist. So there are 8 thieves and their mastermind, the professor, who is just this brilliant man. They basically plan to rob the Bank of Spain. And, you know, the first 2 seasons, I think, is just about them enacting this plan. The professor is so brilliant. Literally, he like manipulates the police, he tricks them, he's always 10 steps ahead, and it's just so interesting to watch. Like, it's literally so action-packed, jam-packed, every single episode. Literally, you at the edge of your seat at all times. Next, we have Stranger Things. The people of Hawkins don't know all the secrets of their town, you know? They don't know that their government has a lab that tests the paranormal and the supernatural, and they actually have opened a portal to an alternate dimension called the Upside Down. The secrets only start to come out when a young boy, Will, is abducted by one of the creatures from the Upside Down, and his mom and his friends look for him, and they meet this girl, everyone's favorite, Miss 11. She has psychokinetic abilities, which makes her very cool. Okay, now we are moving on to feel-good shows. These shows are just super light shows, very digestible. Like, these are the shows that you can just leave on the background, and most of these are sitcoms. So we'll begin with my favorite, literally my favorite show of all time. Like, I am talking like my #1 favorite show of all time, Friends. Yes, I realize that makes me very basic, but I'm not ashamed to admit that Friends is my favorite show. You know, it's really hard for me to describe sitcoms in an interesting way, and you'll see that because sitcoms is just about following the lives of these people. So in Friends, it revolves around the lives of these 6 characters, you know, very classic television characters, and you just navigate life with them, you know, all their highs, all their lows, all the friendships, all the relationships that form, and you truly grow with these characters, especially since this is a 10-season show. You become so attached to these characters. It's very lighthearted, very funny, even though this is a 90s show, like the jokes are still so funny and so relevant even today in 2020. It's a classic, and I have watched this show, no kidding, at least 10 times. That is how classic it is. Next we have have a show that is very, very similar to Friends, and these two shows often get pitted against each other, and that is How I Met Your Mother. It is more modern, which is why I think some people prefer it, and unlike Friends, there is an overarching story throughout the entire series, and that is how Ted Mosby met the mother of his children. That's why it's called How I Met Your Mother. I think that this show will definitely become a classic as well. Next, we have The Office. So The Office is a mockumentary sitcom. It just follows the lives of these workers, the employees of Dunder Mifflin. The humor in this show is mainly dry humor, which is my type of humor. Like, it's not very like, oh, I made a joke, laugh. It's just a really great show. That's really it. I'm really bad at describing sitcoms. I'm sorry, you guys, but we're moving on. Next, we have another sitcom again. We have The Big Bang Theory. And it's about these super brilliant, but also super awkward physicists. And it's just like living life with them, like every sitcom. So, really nice show. Next, we have our last sitcom, and that is Modern Family. So Modern Family is a mockumentary family sitcom. They showcase different family types, not just like the traditional biological mom and dad, children type of family. A lot of different families. Really great show to watch with your family because it's about family. Next, we have a fan favorite. Like, a lot of people love this show, and that is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So Brooklyn Nine-Nine is a police procedural comedy, and it revolves around a bunch of detectives in the NYPD 199 precinct. Yeah, so it's a very, very funny show. Again, just living life with these characters. A lot of comedy, a lot of jokes, especially coming from Detective Jake Peralta, who is honestly one of the funniest television characters. Really great show. Okay, now we are moving on from the sitcoms, but to me, these are still under feel-good shows. So we have The Good Place, and The Good Place is a fantasy comedy. The show has a very interesting plot, actually. Eleanor wakes up and finds herself in this heaven-like afterlife, The Good Place, and she quickly realizes that she is there by mistake. A case of mistaken identity. Basically, the first season is all about her just trying to hide the secret and trying to be a better person so that she becomes deserving to live in the good place. And the plot twists, girl, the plot twists in this show are mind-boggling. Next, we have a show that I think is gonna spark a lot of debate because a lot of people actually cringe at this show, but I personally love it, and that is Glee. I don't know if it's like the theater kid in me, but Glee is a great show in my opinion. I love musicals, so obviously I fell in love with this musical comedy drama. So this show is about a bunch of kids in high school, you know, a typical high school show with, you know, your typical high school problems, but I love this show because of the music in it. They cover a bunch of songs. They also have a bunch of original songs, which I honestly love. Like, their original songs are freaking amazing. Like, Get It Right, Pretending, Loser Like Me. Girl, like, Glee has some amazing original songs, and their covers, girl, they're amazing, okay? Don't come for me. You just get to see like such amazing performances. Next, we have Jane the Virgin. So in this show, Miss Jane, who is a devout Catholic, very innocent, you know, saving herself, becomes pregnant because she is accidentally artificially inseminated. So first few seasons is really just about her coping with this, how she's dealing with it. We also have very, very cute characters, you know, Raphael, so cute. And comment down below, Team Raphael or Team Michael? You guys know I'm Team Raphael. Like Justin Baldoni, like, are you kidding me? Raphael. So yeah, that is it. Those are all the shows. Perfect timing. It literally just started raining. Let me know which ones are your favorite. Let me know if you're gonna start watching any of them. And let me know as well what your Netflix recommendations are. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you this Saturday, 2 p.m. Bye, girl.